Hello everyone, welcome to episode 1 of MCO Reviews. As you can see, I am in my living room and I'm most definitely not wearing pajama pants. So anyway, today we're going to talk about ROG Chakram, which is a wireless gaming mouse that we have talked about before in a previous overview, but today we're going to go a little bit more into detail on the workings of this mouse. Okay, it's unboxing time, so it's not properly closed because we have unboxed this before, but let's pretend that never happened. So inside you will find a pouch, I think. So this pouch, you can carry your mouse anywhere with it. The usual paperwork that no one cares about. And somehow the mouse is upside down in the box. Ta-da! Well, let's open it up. Ta-da! Okay, and onto the insides of the box. You get this little triangular package. Inside is a bunch of stuff you can use to customize your mouse with. We'll talk more about that later. Okay, we also have a USB-C fast charging cable, something that I think is going to get stuck. And yes, this is a USB to USB-C adapter. And this is a customizable logo disc, which I will show you how it works later. So that's all you get in the box. Very simple, very straightforward, and it's closed. Okay, let's talk about the exterior of this mouse. It's a non-ambidextrous mouse. It's for right-handers only, sadly, because it has a thumb grip right here and also it has two buttons on the side. And this round disc that you see here is where the joystick is supposed to go. So this mouse is kind of big. It's suitable for like palm grip users. And it weighs about 128 grams. On the front, you'll find the USB-C connection, and on the bottom, you will see a DPI switch, Bluetooth pairing switch, as well as the connectivity mode switch. When it comes to the specs, this thing has a 16,000 DPI 400 IPS optical sensor with a 1000 Hz polling rate support in 2.5 GHz and wired mode. Okay, now let's take a look inside the mouse because you can open this up like a transformer. So how you do it is you just hook your fingernail into the middle here and then you just plug out. It's magnetically attached, so you don't have to worry about breaking any parts. And on the inside, you will see that the dongle is nestled right in the middle, so you can just flip that out, plug it into your laptop and get it going. And on the bottom is the ROG logo disc. So this is where the white disc we saw earlier comes in. So supposedly you can draw your logo on it and then stick it inside. But honestly, it looks like a giant nipple cover, so I wouldn't recommend it. And besides the back being removable, you can also remove the left click and the right click. And to do so, you kind of just hold this little lever here and it should pop out. So once these two are removed, this is what the mouse will look like. So as you can see now, the top has two Omron switches which are exposed, and this is where our toolkit comes in. So earlier we saw this triangular toolkit. Let me show you what's inside. So inside you get a little switch puller, you get a spare pair of Omron switches, and you also get two different joystick sizes. So let me show you how to remove the switches. All you have to do is take this, you just put it on the side of the switch and ta-da! It's out. So you can easily remove that. And this has a push-to-fit switch socket. So if you want to install the new ones, all you have to do is place it on top and then you just drop it inside and push. So this is good for those kind of people who like different kinds of tactility. They want something clickier, they want something softer, they want a higher or lower click. You can swap that out. But if you're not very picky, this also comes in handy. So let's say if you are a very violent gamer, you click a lot, your switch breaks, and now guess what? You don't have to buy a new mouse. You can just go online, Shopee, search Omron switches, and tada! Within 3 days, new switches in your mouse. So besides the switches, you can also swap out the joystick pads. So as we saw earlier, there's a circular disc right here which you can easily remove by just plucking it out with your finger. And then there are two different joystick pads here. So one is shorter and one is taller. I'm going to stick it inside. It's just a click on and ta-da! You now have a Chakram. You can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And that's all. Okay, so now that we've talked about how you can dismantle and reassemble and customize the insides, let's talk a little bit more about its main feature, which is the joystick. So, Some may ask, why do I need a joystick on my mouse? And to be honest, I don't have the answer for you. Personally, I found it very strange to use the joystick to control movement in game. You can bind it to replace WASD, so you can fully walk and shoot with just one hand, which is great for amputees perhaps. But if you have both arms intact, it isn't really that great a replacement for your regular keyboard-mouse combo. You can also use it to aim and look around, but likewise, it really isn't an upgrade to your regular mouse movement. The best use I found for it is to use the 4 directions as hotkeys for smaller tasks, such as opening your map or checking the scoreboard so you can free up your keyboard hand to focus on other things. Also, this thing only works on Steam, so we're going to drop a link in the description about how you can set it up and all. But in the meantime, what I think about this joystick is that it's positioned a little too far up. So as you can see, I have pretty long hands, right? And even then, I have to kind of press it with my fingernail, so it's kind of annoying. Okay, as for latency, this supports tri-mode connectivity, which means it has 3 modes of connectivity. So firstly, it's USB-C, which also supports fast charging. And secondly, it also has 2.4 GHz wireless as well as Bluetooth. So if you're a gamer, most likely you want to use the 2.4 GHz mode because that has the lowest latency. You have to plug it into the dongle and you will get about 79 hours of battery life if the RGB is off. And also you will also need to be on that mode if you want to use the joystick. If you're just looking to do some productivity work or you want convenience, you can go for the Bluetooth mode. That one gives you more battery life, but also the latency will be a little bit higher. But it's nice to know that you have the option should you need it. And if you're running low on battery, this thing can also be plugged into the USB-C fast charger and you can get up to 12 hours of usage with just 15 minutes of charging. It also supports Qi charging, so if you have a Qi charging mouse pad like the ROG Beltier's Qi, you won't have to worry about running out of battery halfway through your gaming session. So, how does the 79-hour battery life claim hold up in the real world? So in my experience, on 2.4 GHz mode with no RGB on, this thing lasted about 1 week of usage before I had to top it up. So that's probably because it also has a sleep mode, and the duration of this can be set in Armoury Crate, along with a lot of other settings like DPI, lift-off distance, and of course, your Aura Sync RGB. So, is the ROG Chakram a good mouse? Well, for me, I didn't find much use of the signature feature, which is the joystick. But then if you don't want to use it, like I said, you can just plug it out and then put a flat circular disc in its place. Even without its signature feature, this is a pretty solid mouse. It offers good battery life, good ergonomics, and also I like that you can swap out the switches anytime you want. So you kind of passively extend its life, you could say, because you don't have to throw it away when it's spoiled, you can just easily fix it. This thing is priced at 629 ringgit, so if you want to find out more, you can go to the link in the description below. And that's all. This is the end of MCO Pajama Review number 1. This is Stephanie, signing off.